Mercenaries. You've lived by the sword and earned your keeping crowns. Now comes a different kind of contract. Ruling your own fief. You begin with ruins, scattered stones, broken walls. From this rubble, you will raise halls, markets, taverns and training grounds. No castle yet, but it is yours all the same. You gather your court. Farmers, guards, artisans, merchants, even whisperers in the shadows, if such talents suit your rule. With every rest, your fief grows. Fields bloom with grain, markets bustle with trade, and barracks ring with steel. But beware, hungry mouths, restless hearts, and lawless rogues demand not only coin, but vigilance. Your choices shape these lands. Mercy or iron, cheers or whispers, every decision leaves its mark. District by district, your domain expands. As your walls rise, so too does your power, and the burden it brings. The throne you shape reflects you, mercenary, a beacon of stability, or a monument to chaos.
And there you have it. The Fief is out. So, let's talk about this one. I'm just going to showcase a little bit before I get into more of the meat of the actual DLC. Partly because I spent a lot of time just trying to just get my group up and running because there was, oh gosh, there was a lot of issues. That's just the way it is. When you start somewhere, you have to find where it is, and then you have to drop off stuff and whatnot. Okay. So this one is actually located in that area where you also find your first guy in the first region that you will land in before they started expanding it. So, as I can see it, you can actually start it from the very first area, level-ish 5. As you will notice later on when I get to the area itself, you are going to have to confront a group in there. They're all level 5. Of course, it will be a little bit different if you're playing where the environment, difficulty on the environment levels up with you. But this is absolutely possible to start from any of the different region and from any kind of difficulty settings that you have. Meaning you don't have to wait till the end game. This can actually be part of just as tavern as sort of build up where you can go and do your stuff while also building up your fief. And I decided to go and get here directly from the last save that I have with my maximize group, just so I can start getting this done as quickly as possible just to check it out. But now I am very eager to start this from level 1 and see how dynamic that type of gameplay would be if you start at an early onset and then build yourself from there, and how the fief can be a thing for you. So this is located just down from the mountain where you have those legendary challenges fights. And it's just, I would say, if you go and to that farm and find that guy that is infected, so now they're gonna of course want you to join them. That's what it looks like.
We went all the way to the truce to capture this steward. Every lord should have one.
As lord of this place, this fortress.
Lord of this place, huh?
So,
Please don't. Are you simply going to accept being this bandit's?
silence. Do not listen to my steward.
And as you can see, these are level 5. And again, depending on your start, that can be high or low level. So if I would take it on with my group here, yeah. That's why I actually attacked with the closest one to go directly after their lord just to get it over with. So yeah, I took my giant mosquito. I thought like, well, maybe I will be able to kill him with one hit. And so demanded 2 hits, unfortunately. So, but I wasn't really interested in a particular fight anyway. Now, one of the problems with this game still is that you have so little control of actual setup of your army, and this weird stuff happened. I don't know if it was less than optimized or what else is going on, but I noticed that there were some major slowdowns. Now they have already updated it, hot patched it, so I would assume that they discovered there were some couple of...
Free at last. Well, I suppose you're the new masters here. If I may say so, a domain like this, especially in this condition, excellent. I've already had plenty of time to... Why not start with this throne room? You can't receive...
So here you are. This is going to be your keep. And this is this independent area that's going to be your fiefdom. And this is pretty much how you start. As you can see, you have a throne room to start.
With this throne room alone, you've already made more progress in renovating this ruin than Alvric and his gang ever did. Since you already have a room to administer your fief, I'd suggest you next build something to keep its first residents busy. Maybe something lucrative. The first thing to do is to construct a production building. A forge, an apothecary's office, or...
So at first, whoever that guy is, the herald, jester, advisor, he wants you to build 2 things, and you have 3 to pick from. So we have the farm, you have the forge, and you have the apothecary. And these are going to give you some basic of what's going to be the new currency, which is what it produces. And then, of course, you have your own currency. So here's the thing. None of what you carry with you is going to be important, at least at start. It appears that the currency itself that is produced is predominantly for how you manage your actual fief. And that is something that I was wondering about. If this is going to be something like building an outpost where you take the type of stuff or material that you have in your particular possession, or if this would be something where there's an entirely different material, right? And it looks like they decided to have you start pretty much from scratch, at least so you don't have an oversized ability to just build everything to the max. So what you have up in the left-hand corner, or sorry, right-hand corner, that is your fief coin. That's the very end. So it has nothing to do with the own gold that you have. Essentially, your own specific currency for your fief. And none of the gold that you own are gonna work at all. Now, some of this is also about upgrading buildings. What I gather from how it looks like, there's going to be several different tiers of buildings that you can upgrade to, and each of that's going to unlock a slot where you can make more stuff, okay? The stuff that you make, if you look in the left-hand side of the top screen, is also going to determine what type of things that you make that you do need in order to expand your population and also kind of make your fief work. You can assign units that you see, so that's not different from, say, the tavern and also your own camp, where you can assign people to work there. Now, what I have not checked, and of course that's going to be something else that I can make a video on, is if they're going to be permanently stationed there, or if they will just be there until you decide to go for a walkabout and do other stuff.
Anything. This forge is yours.
And of course, the forge functions like any forge in any town. And I think that's cool. That means that you have availability of forged items. And then you can do some additional production as part of that. Now, how that additional production works is, again, some kind of in-game currency that you need. You have what looks like 5 different types. And you can see it up in the left-hand corner. I'm going to walk through that a little bit more towards the end here. But here I'm just assigning people. And it seems like it's a little bit of what kind of job you can do. That determines what kind of guys you can assign. So in this case, one of my smith. And they're both masters, so the fact that they're working under someone, that's kind of fun. But here you have it. Now the tavern is most likely going to be where it is normally located. I don't think that's going to be... I'm not entirely sure if you can just build it into your fief. Like that's going to be the main tavern. But you can switch over if you want to. And again, that's also another way for you to make more money. I don't think that it will really help you as far as with currency, anything to do with your fief. So as you build it out, I don't think your tavern's going to interact anything particular, but who knows? Because as I see it, just creating normal recipes that you can do yourself, and then it's self-contained from your camp anyway. You're not using any of the stuff from your own
Since
inventory.
you already have a room to administer your fief, I'd suggest you next build something to keep its first residents busy. The first thing to do is to construct a production building.
Yeah, and that's something I already had done. So there you have it. That is my current fief, and it looks like anytime you rest or a new day will then produce some of the stuff you have right there, and then it will also give you more currency. And with the currency, your fief currency, you build out more things. And as you attract more people to your fiefdom, then you also keep building more stuff. There is an upkeep, as you can see, of 2 for each. And you really need that kind of things as far as in order to be able to upgrade and make your fiefdom work better. It will be interesting as I build it out a little bit more if there are going to be things in there for, say, your own inventory or a trade post. Because if you can link your trade post and you have a way of just bringing the stuff over that you might have in your trade post itself, those things are going to be interesting. If you looked at the trailer, there are a number of different things that you will be able to bring over to your fiefdom. However, I don't think it made clear at any single point if there are going to be some kind of warfare too. I'm not entirely sure if that's the case. You can have strife. There is an image towards the very end of the trailer where everything is just like smoking ruins. So I don't know if it's just because of mismanagement or something else. But what I'm doing here now was just balancing out that I'm producing things that will allow me to get the kind of in-game currency for all the things. So like food, armor, I would imagine, goods, and then what is the last one? Knowledge? Something like that. So I was just looking for things that would give me a little bit of each as I started seeing the correlations and what they were really wanting me to do. But there you go. So that is just a quick look at Fief and where you can find and locate it. And then, of course, the interesting part here is to start fresh and see how early you can actually get into it and then start building it out and how well that's going to interact for all your needs going forward as you go and explore the world. What you can see, too, is that there are diplomatic relationships both on a neutral level. So there are some kind of moral karma consequence system in place. as you see at the very top, when you look at it on the right hand side, those are the things that have to do with your actual place, right? And as you turn over every single day, I would assume that it's going to be similar to the tavern, whereas even if you're out running about, you are then going to be able to switch over to your fief and manage some of the incoming currencies and whatnot in order to expand and build out. What's going to be interesting, of course, is then how do the whole relationship with the actual, as far as guarding the place or whatnot. What I did notice is that part of the manufacturing from your forge is also armor for your militiamen. So, there you go. You have a great day. I hope your life is fantastic. I will naturally play more of this game. I'm probably going to start fresh while I have played around a little bit with my high-end sky. And as I always say, until we meet again, adieu.